Welcome to the Nick Vertucci Show. I've been thinking a lot about this whole Mike Postle thing, and I decided that I think it would be a good idea for me to interview Mike Postle. I know that he wanted to do a 1v1 with me. Nick thought it would be better if it was just me and Mike. So today, we've got Mike Postle, and cue the intro.
Bring your motherfucking receipt and show us so we could support you. If not, shut the fuck up. Come out hot, if I can ask you about Jacob.
We had an inappropriately close friendship.
Okay, I'm gonna press you.
The casinos cheat.
They cheat how?
What's up, guys?
You're right, you're wrong, you're right. What am I gonna put on a pair of glasses and
Yeah,
a
no,
nose
I
and
remember.
walk in?
Telling everybody I'm the best.
I can't hunt. That would look bad.
The mental anguish.
This is what my plan was from the beginning, is that nobody remembers her name.
So, Mike, you finally decided to do an interview with someone, who's actually going to ask you questions. You're finally doing this one-on-one with me. Like, what? Why suddenly now, 5 years later?
I think, in a lot of ways, the world is ready for the truth. You've done your best to take me down. And I think if we actually break it down, we can see that I was misunderstood, misrepresented, and that, there was a bit of a conspiracy because people didn't believe that I could beat the 1-3 games at this level. But I mean, it was a match the stat game, and a 78% win rate is not really anything out of the ordinary. And I think that once we open up the book and look at the facts, people are going to see that you just were coming after me personally, and because you didn't want to believe I was that good.
Yeah, Mike, what are you looking at? Mike?
My beautiful dick. I look at it often.
So,
And I don't think that makes me a cheater. I think that if anything, that makes me a fan of my own dick. That's all that means.
okay. So it's been 5
If you
years.
could see the bulge that I'm looking at, you wouldn't question this.
It's been 5 years, Mike. So what evidence do you have to clear yourself at this point?
I can't really talk about the facts and figures and the specifics right now. All I can say is that for those that trust me, if they wait long enough, they're going to see that I'm just a prolific player. And when I sit down at a table, I tell them, I'm sorry, I'm just not folding today. And they find out the hard way that I'm, one of the best to ever do it. And I'm sorry if that's threatening to you, a little blonde lady who lives in Northern California, but that's my truth. And you can try to take me down as the prolific man that I am, but I think everyone's just going to see that you're just a blonde lady who's jealous of my beautiful cock and my prolific play.
So, Mike, I don't think that's true, but Doug Polk has issued you a challenge. He said you can come down to the lodge.
I've been in discussions with Doug Polk, and I think we're definitely, it's something that we can look into. I'm kind of busy. I've got my neighbor's bar mitzvahs next week, so that's a bit of a conflict. And then after that, I'm gonna, I got the bake sale for the elementary school, where I substitute teach as a volunteer. And then the week after that is the roller disco, and I am, hosting that event. So we're right now we're looking at calendars, we're looking at schedules, but it's definitely a challenge that I'm aware of, and we're working to make it happen.
So
for sure.
Yeah. So when I filed the anti-slap against you, the judge issued a verdict in my favor, and you actually owe me, I think, almost $40,000 at this point. Do you plan on ever paying me that money?
I don't think money as a concept. I think, listen, there are a lot of people will say, and there's a lot of noise, and the dollars and cents wise, and I think what is most important that we remember is that it's a big world, and there are a lot of people that live in it. And so I think that like when we discuss these things, what we have to remember is it's been a lot of time. And Veronica, you've definitely had it out for me. And in terms of paperwork, I'm always going to sign on the dot. I'm going to cross my T's, I'm going to dot my I's, and I think that goes without saying.
So, you know what? I know that you want to make me look bad because you think if you can show that I'm a bad person who tried to take you out, that you didn't cheat. But, we can talk about the hands now, Mike. And there was a very pivotal hand that you played against Marley that really made me know that you were cheating. Do you want to talk about that hand right now?
Who's Marley?
Mike, you played against Marley and Berkey the last time that I did commentary before I went public. Can we talk about that hand?
I'm a big proponent of live tells, and I don't want to disrespect anybody, but if you're a tell box, I get to fold with impunity.
But Mike, you were looking at your crotch the entire time. How are you getting live
Quit
reads?
talking about my beautiful cock if you don't have anything nice to say about it, Veronica.
So, do you want to talk about the hand? You folded top pair open-ended when she already made her straight. How did you manage to do that?
Listen, Veronica, I played thousands of hands on that stream. I can't be expected to remember every single one or what was going through my head or what I was thinking. I think that's really unfair. And that if you asked 9 out of 10 poker players that are beating 1-3 at a 78% win rate, they're going to tell you, I can't remember all those hands. And sometimes I just feel it. And it's really not that big of a deal. It's just like when they have it, they just have, and you fold.
What about,
it's not that big of a deal.
What about all the times they changed the graphics for your hands all the time when you were making crazy plays?
I'm not in the graphic booth, Veronica. I don't even know what's a graphic, a little picture in a computer machine box. Like I'm not an editor. I'm not a I'm a poker player. I play poker. Graphics.
So how come you were never playing off stream in Sacramento? Because when I played with you, you only played 3 days a week and only on the live stream.
Listen, I'm a man with a beautiful cock, and I don't want to play unless people are watching. I don't think that's weird to want to be appreciated and seen. I mean, you should know. You're always out there. Look at me. Look at me. So I don't know why you're coming after me, because the thing about this interview, and
Postle, if you could just not look at your crotch the entire time. Is someone feeding you lines right now? Is that what's happening?
No. Definitely not.
So, what are you going to do if you can't recreate those results, a 78% win rate, when you go on the Lodge, or maybe you could go on Hustler?
Listen, we're working on it. I've been in communication. There's a lot of stuff that still hasn't come out that I think would surprise people.
Well, it's been 5 years, Mike. Why hasn't it come out?
I've been really busy with these bake sales, Veronica. What? So how I spend my time serving others.
Are you still in contact with JFK, the tournament director who helped you?
JFK was a president, Veronica. I don't know what you're talking about.
So have you been playing at all in recreating any of these results?
You know, I think there's a lot to still come out that hasn't been discussed, and people think they know the story, and they don't.
How have we wrongly accused you? How do we not know the story?
I haven't seen a single story about how beautiful my cock is, or the bake sales. And that is a travesty. If people knew, you know, the kind of guy I am, how beautiful my cock was, I don't think they'd be having these discussions.
Well,
God, it's
you know what, Postle, I guess you're right. Thanks for joining me today. It was a riveting interview.
There's a lot more still to come out that I think is going to really just blow some tops off.
Yeah.
And I look forward to people seeing who I am and the thing and how good I am at cards. So
And oh yeah, you did say you wrote a book, a fictional book on how you did it. When do you plan on releasing this fictional how you did it book?
Well, excuse me for wanting to make a little money so I can host more bake sales. But I mean, I just thought, like, if there's money to be made on if I did do it, you know, like, excuse me for being a savvy businessman with a beautiful cock. Excuse me.
Thanks, Mike. It's been great. Really appreciate you joining me today over Zoom.
People are gonna learn the truth about me, Veronica, and then you're gonna look so dumb.
Yeah, well, you know, by the time I retire, I'm sure we'll figure it out, right?
There's a lot still to come out that I can't wait for people to learn.
Yeah.
About you.
Yeah. Appreciate that. I don't know how to end this thing. That was so good. I almost fell on the fucking floor.
Okay, good. I'm glad you liked it.